So recently, MetaMask launched a new update, and what they did is they introduced a new feature called Smart Accounts. And what this allows you to do is allows you to basically log into your Ethereum wallet with your social platform account. So things like Gmail, LinkedIn, X. You can just use one-click buttons and get right into your account. And if you forget your password, you can do a forgot password button. So it's pretty amazing. The problem is it also broke our DeFi project. So one of the most important things in our project is that you can go to the liquidity dashboard, you can lock in some tokens and mint some other tokens. And the problem is this update, it completely broke this functionality. So we got some people in Discord community, and what they would do is they would just be like, hey, I cannot mint, I'm getting this error. The error says ERC777 transaction reverted. And I looked into it and I realized, okay, the smart accounts functionality, because of all of these security measures, like ability to maybe do two-factor authentication on each transaction. So every time you would send a transaction, you would get an email, and then the email would, you have to basically confirm that, yes, I want to send this transaction to this address. I want to perform this action. And the problem is that that functionality, it broke our ability to mint tokens. So the cool part is, a long time ago, when we were picking the technology on the to create our tokens, because we were going to write some smart contracts, instead of going with the basic ERC20 functionality, I went with a standard called ERC777. And one of the main reasons we did this was because we wanted to make sure everything is decentralized and truly decentralized, meaning no one has access to control anything. But at the same time, we wanted to have some way to do upgrades in the future. So, that foresight, like with that foresight, we picked ERC777 because they have an ability for you to allow other contracts to act on behalf of your account. And, we use this functionality in many things. So if you look at the analytics, for example, we have like different tokens, and all the tokens are linked. So Dem means Flux, Flux means RB Flux means lock, right? And every token in the ecosystem has different tokenomics. Very close, but for example, liquidity will have like permanent liquidity, right? So this liquidity you see here, $124,000 with a market cap of 130. So 95% of liquidity is in the permanent pool where no one has access to it. So it allows it allows us to build the liquidity without having to worry about someone, taking it out of the liquidity pool. So we get a lot of stability because of this. And we use the same functionality then for example, to create games, right? So we have GameFi, we have two games right now. And the way these games, so for example, this game, it allows you to click these buttons, for example, and collect rewards, or you can just click this one button to collect all the rewards at the same time. And if you click this button right now, you would get 4 cents of Ethereum. Sorry, you would get 4 cents of the token, which you can then sell for Ethereum if you want to, right? And because we have a lot of liquidity, you can do this at any time. So if no one clicks this button, as you can see, the amount keeps growing. So someone will eventually click a button, because if they don't, then it will keep increasing until someone does. And that is a very important thing that we're doing, is because this is how we move money, right? And in our system, it's all about transactional volume, right? We're trying to constantly move the money in a way that would basically increase the liquidity and increase the transaction in the liquidity pool. So anyway, that's how it works. But the cool thing is we use the same functionality basically to fix this issue with smart accounts. Okay, so these are some of the changes. So this is the front end, this is the smart contracts. Okay, so basically what I did is I wrote a smart contract that would basically mint on your behalf. But really the core functionality in this whole smart contract is, I would say, this one line of code. And with this one line of code, you basically are saying, use the normal ERC20 standard to mint the tokens instead of the ERC777, because we know the ERC777, it does not work with the smart accounts, but we know that the ERC20, it works, right? And the cool thing is, thankfully, by thinking forward and building ability to have delegated minters, which is the ability to specify another address to mint on your behalf, you can actually point it to the smart contract behind the scenes. So, like, of course, you don't see this in the in the UI. You would just like lock it in like normally, but in a smart contract, it would actually point to this smart contract, and then this one will use the new functionality. I also wrote a bunch of new tests to cover this functionality, and just jumping into this set of changes, you will see that we have an AI prompt. And what we do is we take these videos, like this one, and I will take this one, and I'm going to feed it into AI, the transcript, and say, hey, did you learn something new from the videos that I did that you already didn't know before, right? And this, we have an insanely big context now that we've been building, and it's just this one file that's like, let me just see if I can click it. 1 second. View file maybe. Okay, perfect. So this is the whole AI context that we have, right? So imagine, like, every time I talk to AI, I feed all of this in, and it knows everything about our project, like all the intricacies, and then we can use it together to work on our smart contract together. And then, for example, I can ask him, hey, write some unit tests for it. And it knows, like all of these tests, were written by AI, and it knows how to lock in them, how to mint FLUX, how to call the new functionality that we're working on, and it knows so much, right? And we just keep improving it, and I think it's super important. So, yes. Anyway, back to the original point here, which was the the functionality for smart accounts, how we fixed smart accounts for ERC777, because I'm certain that there probably are other projects that this is affecting, and some of them might not be able to do anything. So yeah, and I just want to say that even though ERC777 seems like a dying standard, and it wasn't really that popular, not many projects were using it, I'm kind of glad we still did it 5 years ago, when we wrote the original ones, because we're still making updates, right? And look, we just solved this huge problem. And if they come with something else, we'll probably be able to keep utilizing that functionality of updating contracts, and be able to solve more. So anyway, I just wanted to say, I hope you find these videos useful. They're very technical, but I still think, sometimes this might just seem like, oh, just there's some updates, but behind the scenes, it's actually very complicated. And, this took me a lot of thinking, and, it's a testament to the fact that our patterns are scaling, right? We have now games, we have for example, this new smart contract, and, we have a bunch of tokens, and everything works together. And I'm just very happy that the community is still here, that we're building our liquidity pools, and I think we just go back to the tokenomics all the time, right? It's really, I would say, amazing that things worked how we thought they were going to work. And even though maybe, like, it's not the biggest market cap in the world for a token, I still think for the current time, the liquidity is very high compared to the size of the actual project. So yeah, just thanks everyone for taking the time to listen to my ramblings.